Welcome to another life-changing video from our channel, Life Fact Daily. Child abuse signs we must know. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our channel for more informative videos like this. Signs to know when a child is sexually abused. Child sexual abuse is one of the most painful realities in our world. It is often hidden, silent, and surrounded by secrecy. Children rarely come forward directly to say what has happened. That is why we, as parents, caregivers, teachers, and community members, must know the signs. First, the behavioral signs. A child who once laughed and played freely may suddenly withdraw. They may isolate themselves, avoid eye contact, or seem unusually quiet. Some children, on the other hand, may show aggression, sudden anger, or anxiety that wasn't there before. Perhaps the most telling sign is when a child shows sexual knowledge or behavior far beyond their age. A 6-year-old using explicit sexual language, an 8-year-old acting out sexual acts with toys, a 10-year-old touching other children inappropriately. These behaviors often raise red flags. Other times, children regress. They may start bedwetting again, cling excessively, or act younger than their age. Some suddenly refuse to be around certain people or fear going to certain places without giving a clear reason. Second, the physical signs. Though not always visible, they should never be ignored. A child may have unexplained bruises or injuries around the thighs or genital area. They may complain of pain, have trouble sitting or walking, or experience frequent urinary tract infections. In some tragic cases, a sexually transmitted infection may appear. Third, the emotional signs. Abused children often feel guilty, ashamed, or dirty. They may show low self-esteem, have frequent nightmares, or become overly secretive. Some apologize excessively or seem constantly afraid of being punished. And finally, the developmental and social signs. Their grades may drop suddenly. They may lose interest in hobbies and friends. Older children may turn to drugs, risky sexual behavior, or even self-harm as ways to cope. It's important to understand, no single sign proves abuse on its own. But when multiple signs appear together, especially if they persist, it is time to take action. How abusers go about it. When people imagine abusers, they often think of strangers lurking in dark alleys. But the truth is very different. Most abusers are people the child already knows and trusts. They may be relatives, teachers, neighbors, coaches, or religious leaders. They use a method known as grooming. Grooming is a step-by-step process that allows the abuser to gain access, trust, and control while avoiding suspicion. First, they target the child. They often pick children who seem shy, lonely, or in need of attention. Second, they gain trust. They might act caring, friendly, or helpful to the family. They may appear as the perfect babysitter, mentor, or guide. Third, they fulfill the child's needs. They offer gifts, money, special outings, or privileges. They make the child feel special, like they share a secret bond. Fourth, they isolate the child. This may be through extra lessons, private time, or just as games. Slowly, they increase opportunities to be alone. Fifth, they desensitize the child. It often starts with innocent touch, tickling, hugs, play fighting. Then it escalates to inappropriate touching. And finally, they enforce secrecy. They may say things like, "This is our special secret," or threaten. "If you tell anyone, no one will believe you, or your parents will be angry with you." Abusers also manipulate the adults around the child. They appear trustworthy, reliable, and even generous, so that when suspicions arise, people dismiss them. And in today's world, abuse is not limited to physical spaces. Many predators use the internet. Through social media and gaming platforms, they pose as children, slowly gain trust, and then shift conversations towards sexual topics. They request explicit photos, and in some cases, blackmail the child into sending more, a terrifying form of exploitation known as sextortion. The truth is chilling, but clear. Abusers rely on trust, secrecy, and manipulation. And unless we recognize this, they continue to thrive in silence. How to respond, protect, and prevent. Knowing the signs and how abusers operate is only half the battle. What truly makes a difference is how we respond and how we protect children before abuse even begins. If you suspect abuse, stay calm. If a child opens up to you, believe them. Reassure them that it is not their fault. Do not confront the abuser directly. That could put the child in greater danger. Instead, report immediately to the proper authorities, child protection services, welfare agencies, or law enforcement. And above all, seek professional help. A child who has been abused carries deep emotional scars. With therapy, counseling, and a supportive environment, healing is possible. For prevention, teach children about body safety early. Help them understand that their body belongs to them, and no one has the right to touch them in ways that make them uncomfortable. Use the correct names for body parts so that children can describe clearly if something happens. Teach them about consent. Let them know they can say no to unwanted touch, even if it's from a family member. Don't force children to hug or kiss people they don't want to. Respecting their boundaries teaches them to respect their own. Stay involved in your child's life. Know who they spend time with, both offline and online. Encourage open conversations about the internet, gaming, and social media. As a community, schools, churches, and youth programs must have strict child safeguarding policies. Staff and volunteers should undergo background checks. Communities must offer education for adults and children alike, so that everyone can recognize the signs. And for survivors, healing is not immediate, but it is possible. With love, therapy, and time, children can rebuild trust, self-worth, and hope. They must know what happened to them does not define them. They are survivors, not victims. Child sexual abuse thrives in silence. But silence is something we can break. When we stay alert, when we believe children, when we take strong steps to protect them, we create a safer world. Every child deserves safety. Every child deserves to be heard. And every child deserves to grow up free from fear. For more informative videos like this, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our channel. Life Fact Daily.